All right. So I have three types of hold entries. What are they?
Direct, parallel, teardrop. Right?
Direct, parallel, teardrop. Direct. So if I have the choice between any two of these, which one is always the most preferable?
Direct or parallel?
Teardrop.
Direct or teardrop?
Direct or teardrop, yeah. I take that.
Teardrop. So, teardrop is always the most preferable. If you ever have a choice, and teardrop's one of them, teardrop's always the most preferable. We'll talk about why in a minute. Okay? So what if I had to choose between direct and parallel?
Parallel.
Direct.
Direct.
Parallel.
Direct. Everybody, because when you write it, everybody thinks, oh, that's the easiest one. So in actual principle, when you write it down, direct is the easiest. In actual execution, direct is actually the hardest one when you have the choice between another one of the entries. Okay? We'll talk about why in a minute. All right, so here's how we teach these. So if I have a direct entry, the first thing that I'm going to do is cross the fix, right? You wouldn't believe how many students miss that. You can't start the hold until you cross the fix. The G1000 has holds on it, and it'll actually tell you when to turn it. It'll tell you to turn early. The problem is that if I try to do a flyby when I'm doing a hold, when I'm doing a hold, if I'm trying to do a parallel entry and I do a flyby instead of a flyover, I'm actually going to be doing a direct entry because it's going to put me on the wrong side of the course. So you cannot precede the turn on a hold. You have to cross the fix. Then, what are our T's? Turn, time, twist, throttle, talk. And we're going to, technically there's one more T in principle. When they're in the air, it's just the 5 T's. Okay? And the last one is just turn. Turn to intercept the inbound course. Okay, so the first one, direct entry. You are going to turn in the direction of the hold. Standard, non-standard. So if it's a standard hold, I'm going to turn right. I turn in the direction of the hold to what? To the magic number. That's why it's magic. Time. I don't start my time until when?
Cross.
Leave the fix.
Switch from 2 to 4. Switches or...
I'm on an entry.
Oh, after 1 minute, because you got 1 minute turn, right?
I don't start my time until I get to my magic number. What'll happen is students will be like, turn, time, twit. Well, the problem is now they're timing their turn. And what I want to do is I want to go outbound 1 minute on my entry. I don't want to time my turn. And on some of the entries, you will do more than a 1 minute turn as part of the entry. So your 1 minute will be up and you haven't even got your heading yet. Okay? So these 5 T's, you have to stress to them. They are to be done, everything in instrument flying is to be done in order, sequentially, one after the other, once the other one has been completed. So I turn, then I time,
So you wait.
then I twist.
So you could be waiting a minute from the time you turn to the time you start your time before you do anything else.
Yep. And then I twist. Now the thing is here again, twisting. Oh, well, can I just do that? You'd be surprised how many people twist that thing around and then they confuse themselves because they're not really to the fix yet. They're past they think they're getting ahead and they're not. Okay? In instrument flying, the best way to get ahead is to do everything in the order that it's supposed to be done in, and you will get it all done properly. When you start trying to do it out of order, that's when all of a sudden you're like, okay, twist, turn, okay, all right, I'm good. And then they don't time. And it'll happen every time when you see them do them out of order, they'll forget one of them. So always in order, always the same. So I time for 1 minute, unless
They want you to do a 4 minute leg.
unless I've got like a 4 nautical mile leg, and then I've got to make sure that I don't exceed the 4 miles. Okay?
How come you do the time before the twist? Because don't you wait to start the time until you gotten the switch?
No. That's once you're in the hold. That's once you're in the hold. So this is the entry procedure. I've already crossed the fix, so I'm not going to get a to from flip. Okay. So. No. So if I'm coming into it and I'm doing a direct entry on this one, let's see. So let's say we're coming in from right here. Okay. I'm going to go boom, turn, time. Okay. So on the entry procedure, the to from flip.
You may not go far enough past it.
It may not go. So now the rule is I'm going to retract. Let me retract. I will retract. Because there is one situation in which it will. So time for 1 minute when a beam the fix or wings level, whichever one happens later. So yes, I retract. You are correct. So wings level or a beam the fix, whichever one happens later. Okay, then I twist, and I twist the tail or the bottom to what?
Inbound.
Magic number. Magic number goes on the tail or the bottom. If I'm in a katana, it goes on the bottom. If I've got an HSI, it goes on the tail. So magic number always goes on the tail or the bottom. Throttle, I adjust that as needed. Why would I have to do that? I'm a jet and I realize that I totally just entered that hole way too fast. Okay? So I can throttle it and talk. Talk to who? What do I tell them?
Entering hole.
Time and altitude. Time and altitude entering the hold, okay? Now, you're going to hear all the things. Oh, well, you're supposed to tell them once you're established in the hold. Just tell them right now, okay? Turn, time, twist, throttle, talk. Why? Because you're not going to forget it. Do they really care whether you tell them now or in a little bit? No. Why are you telling them? What's the purpose in telling them that you're in the hold?
So they know to release you to get an EFC time?
They should have already given you an EFC. It's so that they know that you stopped. Because all it is it's a parking lot in the sky. You're a little blip. You got to imagine, if I'm a controller, I've got this big screen and you're on the screen, moving like this. I can't tell if you're in a hold or if you're continuing or what you're doing. If you're doing a parallel entry and you keep going outbound, how do I know you're not just to keep going? So that's why you got to tell them. So turn, time, twist, throttle, talk, they should all take place within about a 2-minute period. So all of them on my outbound in the entry. ATC, 15 Uniform Victor at 1715 Zulu, 8,500 feet established in the hole. That's it, okay? Doesn't matter. Get it done, get it out of the way, make sure they know that you have stopped. And then after 1 minute, I do what? I turn in the direction of my hold to intercept what? To intercept the inbound course. Inbound course. Okay? Course with my awesome marker.
Will this be the unmagic number? Is the other one the magic number?
What's that?
Is
No, I just turned. That's where we're getting rid of this.
I'm just teasing that.
Yeah,
Our outbound is our magic.
Correct.
Our unmagic.
It's our unmagic. And this is where it is, but that's why we say that, is you turn to intercept your course. Why don't we talk about a number? Because you're just following the needle at that point. It's all about the course, it's all about that. And this is where they get, once again, stressing. If I'm outbound, I'm flying what?
Magic number.
Magic number, which is a heading. If I'm inbound, I'm flying a course. And so that's the separation they need to make in their brain. Because they'll confuse it. They'll go outbound and start tracking the course, go inbound on a heading, and you're like, where are you going? Okay. Parallel entry. Guess I'm going to have to move over. Parallel. I have any markers that work. Woohoo! What's the first thing I do? Oh, I cross the fix. That's right. Okay, so this time I'm going to turn opposite direction of the hole.